Hey, what's up, y'all? It is Toni.
This is Johnny.
And this is Marriage in Real Life. So today we're going to talk about the first year of marriage. Whatever you have in your mind, whatever you're thinking about what's going to take place your first year is probably wrong. Okay? Johnny and I, the first year we got married.
She couldn't keep her hands off of me.
Ooh, Lord. So we had a unique situation. We didn't really have a unique situation. Lots of people have long distance relationships, I think. And
we were just the dummies that did it in our group.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So we dated for a year, long distance, 4 hours drive. So, we spent a lot of time together. It wasn't like we were flying across the country. However, Johnny came to Oklahoma where I was every weekend almost. And
if I wasn't there, you were here.
Yeah, so it was long distance, but, not super long distance. We have these ideas, I think, in general about what the life of a newlywed looks like. Women are programmed a certain way their whole lives. Men are programmed a certain way their whole lives. So you just think certain stuff
is the way it's going to be.
This is the way it's going to be. And, it's not. We had a lot happen our first year of marriage. Not necessarily all bad.
It was a lot of bad.
But it was a lot of stuff going on. First of all, I didn't really give the respect to how big of a deal it was to
not live with each other before you got married.
Well, no, not that. To move cities the day after you get married.
Okay, better way of putting it.
You leave everything you know. You leave. I left my parents. I lived down the street from my parents. So I left my parents. I left all of my friends. And I was thinking, oh, he'll be enough. Well, he had a job and a whole life. You know what I mean? So it was rough.
It wasn't quite plug and play for her, put it that way.
No, I mean, and I did meet some amazing people that I'm still cool with now. I just didn't give enough respect to what that was going to feel like. So the first 6 months, if not a year, I was like, I'm going home. I was saying that every weekend. And later on, I was asking John, I'm like, why did you let me keep doing it? He was like, eventually I knew you was going to get tired of going back. He was right. It just kind of ended up going away. What do you say?
But I was understanding. I look, because if the shoe had been on the other foot, I'd have went home too. Like, you had the house. Like, it was a lot. It wasn't just all emotions. You had some business stuff. Like, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
we were too young. And I said dumb earlier. That's not fair. We were ignorant. We just didn't know.
And then
our whole situation was
unique.
Yeah, it was different.
We talked a video or so ago about the in-law thing. Again, our situation is good now, but I didn't really think about what it was going to be like to not be with my mom and dad.
And my mama's not your mama. She's my mama.
She's his mom. But she wanted it to be whatever. It's you have to grow into certain things.
Now my mother is your mother.
Yeah.
Your mother is my mother.
Yeah, but you have this idea that it's just plug and play. Just like you said, like, we in, now everything is smooth, and it's just really, really not. So what are some of the things that people should probably be aware of for their first year?
Well, it's like anything else. You need to set goals for your first year. Because the things that you think are going to happen usually are not going to happen if you're not intentional about it. We had no goals.
We just want to love each other.
And we overdosed on love. And then we had to go to counseling.
Like, what is going on? Like, okay, like, this all we gonna do? This whole, you know what I mean? And it takes a while to figure out, like, you gotta be more to it than this. You know what I mean?
Love is not enough.
Love is just, sometimes it's just not enough. Like, in certain situations, love will get you through. Other situations, it just ain't enough.
And then we had developing changes in our life with our families and things of that nature. But yeah, it was just tough. There was just no blueprint for it.
It was no blueprint for it, and it can be difficult to navigate if you have unrealistic expectations, right? And so you definitely need to set goals for what you want the first year to look like. They don't have to be
financial, nothing, all the boring stuff. what are your financial goals? Like, what are you all trying to accomplish? How are you going to marry the two entities coming together? You know, are you all going to have separate bank accounts and one share? Like, what are you going to do? You just have to put all of it down. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do that, as long as it's a process that works for you. Second of all, you know, you got to figure out how you're going to make sure that you guys spend time together, specifically if you're accustomed to spending all of your time together when you're together. Here's what made our situation unique. Just one of the thoughts. When we saw each other, because we were in different states, all of our time was with each other for the most part.
All of it.
So now all of a sudden she moves here and I'm gone.
I'm like, what you mean you gotta go to work? Like, what you mean by that? Like, what is that? No, that's like, you know what's weird is I hadn't thought about that until just right now.
It took everything I had not to tell her, well, if you go learn to play hockey or something, give yourself something to do during the day, it might be better.
He said it took everything within him. What, you pretty much said that. Like, what are you talking about?
It was so long ago. And all I remember is just this loving bliss now. I don't remember all the negative stuff anymore.
No, so to add context to what we're talking about, I came from a background of music, singing and songwriting. So my days or whatever I make them, right? Like, if that, whatever that looked like, that's the way my whole...
Usually popped off at 9 o'clock at night.
Right, that's the way my whole, you know, the majority of my life has been, right? I say majority.
At that point,
all of my life is that way. And so I hadn't really done the 9 to 5 thing. So I had to understand. I mean, my parents had jobs. My mom had a job. So, and my dad did the same thing I did. So it was a little bit different. But when I came, I was like, I'm probably gonna have to have something to do. But I was like, we'll be good. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just during the day I'll do. But it didn't quite turn out like that. And it was this store called Black and White. Like, I went over there. I was like, I hope I get this job, as if I was trying to get a job at, you know, Goldman Sachs or something, as a, you know, like whatever. But got the job, and that really saved me from being bored during the day. I met friends that way. I have friends that I met there that I'm still friends with.
Like really good friends with.
Yeah, today. And so I did need something to do. I always felt like a tag along with Johnny.
Why?
Like, oh, here you go. And Johnny, he's obsessed with senior citizens, which is fine. But if we gonna go somewhere, it could be a bunch of people our age over here and a table full of older people that are retired, and he's definitely gonna go sit me right over there at the retired people table. Like, hey, how you doing? Like, I mean, which is fine. It just used to be fun. Like, Johnny got me with all these grown people
I forgot about that shit.
Like, oh, why you know what I'm saying? But that's why Johnny think he 85 right now. That's exactly why. However, so it was that. It was, what else was it? You know,
it was so much stuff.
I'm
telling you, it was the marriage of two individuals, but also of years of habits. Like, just, she didn't like the way I cleaned house.
Cleaned house?
She didn't like, when she got here, she did, okay, if there was 10 critical things that I did, she didn't like the way I did any of them. Some of them, no. None of them. She didn't like none of them. So kind of that clash and kind of figuring that out.
Girls just do stuff different. Women do stuff different. Like, we have a different set of standards. Guys just like, you know, I heard somebody say, I think it was Steve Harvey that was saying, Joker, if women didn't exist, Jews would live like dogs. Like, they wouldn't care. They do all of that stuff for us. You know what I mean? So I lived in a house. I had bought a house. We were young, but both of us owned houses already. It was just a lot.
I'm actually so embarrassed.
But you just, I mean, like, you just want to get all of this stuff clear. Not because you like to decide whether you're going to move forward or not, but to clear some of it up and fix some of it.
You save yourself some conversations that may not be
and some
friendly.
Grief. Yeah.
We got married really fast, and we just didn't really know each other very well.
We kind of did, but
we
not.
just knew that we loved each other and we wanted to be married.
Yes.
And we made a pact that we were gonna stay married no matter what.
Yes.
I don't know why we did that, but I'm glad we did.
Oh Lord, it's too late now, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, shoot, you got 2 kids. kids. Yeah, might as well just go.
Yeah, if you leave me with these kids, you pack up, I pack them out. Where we going?
Where you better go? I'm going too. Right. Here's the thing. Here's the misconception, though. People think that if they date for 200 years, it's gonna save them from what we talking about in the first year. It does not. It possibly can.
Yeah, it doesn't if you don't address certain things. Like if you start having conversations and making plans toward being together and living together, and you know that first year of marriage or whatever it may be, you know that's different because then you kind of built a roadmap, hopefully, and nobody ever follows a roadmap perfectly.
Some of the solid things though we did the foundational things, the moral things, we had those down.
We had great understanding of what we wanted and how we were going to... Like, when we had problems, we didn't get outside of our moral boundaries or just kind of the agreements that we made on the front end when it came to curing them or solving them.
Right.
We always stayed within the confines of what you just mentioned, the moral boundaries.
Yeah, know? So expect anything your first year, but no, not expect anything.
No,
not expect anything.
So here are our takeaways.
Okay,
make a plan, so you don't have to expect anything, right? But if you don't make a plan,
expect anything.
Expect anything.
Make a plan, set goal, just basic things. People hit crazy hiccups sometimes that they can't control. They plan it all out and they can't control.
And things hit us that was outside of our control.
Outside of our control, but it didn't break us.
Yeah, luckily we stayed within the confines of the things that we could control.
Yes.
And it didn't break us.
It
almost broke us.
Almost.
But it didn't break us.
But it did. Almost don't count.
It don't count.
So make a plan.
And just be together.
Together. Love each other. Nobody's
want
perfect.
to be together. Mess up your girl lipstick.
Like no. Like don't mess up your girl. You can do that at home, but not.
You know, that's funny. That's a good one. I did not know until we got married. Like, what? Dude, lipsticks mess the makeup up. Like, no. Tony don't play that messing up my makeup stuff. I ain't never done it. Probably ain't gonna never do it.
Like later, but not when I first put it on like that.
Oh my God.
Like especially this red lipstick.
If y'all could have felt how strong her back, I mean, that muscle, golly. What are you, a weightlifter, a bodybuilder or something?
Yeah, no, but yeah. First year is amazing. Just stay in the game. Stay in the game.
Stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight.
Whatever you gotta do, stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight. That's it, y'all.
Hey, we pulling for y'all.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We will be live to expound on the conversation on Sunday. My personal IG is at Toni Estes.
Mine is at Johnny Collins 2817.
And then Facebook is Marriage in Real Life. Go follow us. All right, talk to y'all soon.
Thank y'all. Bye.